Closed captioning for Innerlocs Out There is brought to you by Buffalo Valley Game Calls. Coming up this week on Innerlocs Out There.
It started with a dream, a vision and a passion, but 8 years old already put it into action. Who knew back then the outcome would be me with my own show on national TV? Learned to love the outdoors from my dad as a kid, and that kept me out of trouble, so I'm thankful I did. From doing projects in high school to being field producer, never lost focus on my goals, on my future. Now I travel around the country, stalking my prey, from deer frogs in Buffalo to record-sized rays. Let's go out there, let's go out.
Saltwater bow fishing to me has become more than an obsession, even more than an addiction. Chasing stingrays the size of car hoods is something I absolutely enjoy. This past year, Cameron broke the 200-pound mark with a giant butterfly ray. For years, we basically shot just cow-nosed stingrays and southerns, but the past few years, we figured out the big giant butterfly rays patterns, and recently, how to shoot bullnose stingrays.
Oh my God, dude, this fish is 80 pounds. New world record, boys. We got him on film.
We have achieved several new BAA records this year, including a new species we didn't even realize existed, the bullnose stingray. They are the toughest, strongest ray we've ever chased.
Yeah. Quick, take a picture. There it is, 77.2, holding right there.
There's multiple species of stingrays that we chase here in Delaware. Cownose, southerns, Atlantics, butterflies, bullnose, and occasionally we shoot some big bluefish, mullets, and even needlefish. Now the gear we use in saltwater is just a little bit different than I typically would use in freshwater. On the AMS retrievers, I'll put an extended bottle and fill it with 350-pound line. You're supposed to be using a big game retriever with a float, but a lot of times I'm into so many rays, I don't want to be driving around picking up that float. It works, and it's the right thing to do, but if you put 70, 80 yards of line in an extended bottle, there's not a ray out there that you can't control with that much line. We use an Innerloc Unity arrow tipped with Illuminoc, and on the business end of things, we got an Innerloc 3-barb grapple with the new DX2 big fish attachment. The boat is driven by two Honda motors, the 150 E-Tech and the 15 kicker. Now that kicker motor is steered by the Powertran, their new tail fin system, the steering system. I'm able to be up on that tower and work the throttle and steer, and I'm able to chase down those stingrays for all my guys, kids, women, and anybody on my boat to get a better shot, and it makes it easier for me to run them down on those big rays.
Cammy, straight down.
Oh, perfect, perfect. You got it.
Shoot it again, shoot it, Addison.
Well, I'm no guide, and I'm definitely no charter captain. I'm just Corey. I'm a guy that loves to bow fish, and anytime I have an opportunity to take new people out, my friends or sponsors on the big pond, I do it.
Right there, right there.
That friend left.
Yeah! All right, start shooting, boys. We got two.
Well, when Corey invited me back up here, you know, it's always a good trip with Corey. He always puts us on the rays, and the big butterfly has been on my bucket list for like 5 years now. So, you know, my anticipation is really high because Corey always does such a good job of putting us on big fish.
Dennis Redden had one goal in mind when he reached Delaware, to shoot a big butterfly ray.
Must have butt shot this one too.
We like it rough.
Yeah, we would.
Of course, you never know what to expect when you're going out on the water with him bow fishing. I opportunity to come up here last year and kill a great butterfly ray.
1, 2, 3.
And we were coming up here to hopefully get Dennis ready his first butterfly and get on some of these big bullnose rays. And I knew Corey was the guy to put us on the big fish.
Innerloc's Out There is brought to you by Outdoor Edge, field-proven knives and game processing kits to get the job done fast. Innerloc's Out There is brought to you by AMS Bowfishing, Luminoc, Light 'em Up, Umarex Air, Axion Optics, Black Widow Deer Lures, Sniper Hunting Products, Bristol Motor Speedway, and these proud sponsors.
Dennis and Tony are on their way down to the boat now. We may have to pull it. My one tune leaks a little bit, and I'm planning on filling the boat up with Stingrays, so I want to make sure we're not leaning to one side. So we're ready to put the DX2s to work here in Delaware. Time to bowfish and rule the water. You know, I don't have a cooler sponsor. I sure would love one, because we use coolers all the time. So if you're a cooler owner, sponsor, potentially, and can help me out, I would love a good cooler.
After filling up the boat to make sure both Hondas had enough to drink, we headed out on the water to target southern rays.
Well, I gotta get the sun at your back, bub.
I've got to get back up there.
On day one, I wanted to target southerns. These fish are big, strong, and they're very good eating.
There he is, right here, out in front, Denny. See him? On top. Coming. You see him, Denny?
I got his tips of him, but I lost him just about the time I...
Yeah, I just
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he said that like he doubted me, didn't he? Golly, like, whoa, come on, baby. I need to get down where I can get hold of this fish.
First one in the boat. It's gonna be real important to get that barb off. We've got blocks of ice in here, and it's great table fare for later on. So it's time now to rule the water. We found some fish right here in Delaware.
Yeah.
Well, this year we've had a lot of rain, a lot of high winds, and a ton of boat traffic, and the water's been extremely dirty compared to other years. It makes filming tough, and it makes bow fishing even tougher. That tide's rolling in heavy now, so
Sounds like a plan.
I got a few tricks up my sleeve. We just got to get through this. This is the dead zone. It's not been real good to me through the years. Low tide it is, because this is like a channel here. Well, the three of us are on that tower, and we had no trouble finding a few fish in that dirty water.
Oh, he was right under. Now I'm looking out yonder, and he's right under the boat.
This one might get off, because I only pulled the bow back about 3 inches. Bring him up. Oh, we don't have a barb. See that? No barb on that one. That's normally where they would be.
All right. You made an arrow, Tony, and I'll tie it back on for him.
That's a heavy one right there. Good fish. We got a bunch of ice in here. Keep them good and cold and keep them covers. A little bit later, I'll clean them.
On day one, you know, Corey's wanting to target these southerns, and I love shooting southerns. They're big, they pull like a tank, and they suck down on bottom, and you can't hardly get them off. But you know, Corey said he knew where some was, and sure enough, we roll in there, it's daytime, and man, we go to whacking some good southerns.
He didn't like that.
He didn't like that either.
The holding power of the Innerloc Grapple with that DX2 is second to no one.
The holding power is unbelievable on these DX2s, much less just the Innerloc by itself.
Come on, Emmett.
That's a pretty good fish, Denny.
That's a good fish, good fish.
Throw him on ice, get out the outdoor edge knives here in a little bit and clean them, but it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's right here.
For more behind the scenes footage, photos, and information on Corey and Cameron, be sure to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages, or log on to interlocksoutthere.com.
kitchen. We are making stuffed mushrooms. Right here we have a mixture of crab meat and stingray because they have about the same consistency and they taste almost the same. So, Mom, what are we gonna do first to make these stuffed mushrooms?
All right, well, I cut up some of the stingray and added it to our crab meat, so that's got a good mixture in here. Now we're gonna add some mayonnaise, a good amount to make sure it sticks together. A little bit of honey mustard. I know you guys like it a little sweeter. Get that all incorporated. Grab a little mixture. I've already cleaned out the mushrooms. You take out the inside gills and the stems so you can fill them nice and full. And you put a nice sized amount into each of the mushrooms. I know you're not a huge fan of mushrooms, but your daddy likes them and so do I, so.
That's a big mushroom.
That is a big mushroom. He's gonna need a little bit of extra in him. Okay.
They look really good.
They do look good.
Like stuffed peppers, which I also don't like stuffed peppers, but
but we
still
do.
looks good.
But we do. All right, so we're gonna put some cheese on the top. You can use any type of cheese you like. This is something we like. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of breadcrumbs on top. Just a little bit, so it gets a little crunchy. These are panko breadcrumbs, so they're extra crunchy than regular. All right, and there you have it. All we have to do is put them on a pan, maybe with some foil underneath. We'll stick them on the grill. And there you go. We have stuffed mushrooms with stingray and crab meat.
I recently just found these rays, and after shooting over 100 of them, I absolutely fell in love with the way they fight. I won't lie, they've tore up some equipment and broke a lot of line.
Damn it, I messed up there. Oh, me. Let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. Don't try to stop him.
The Innerloc Grapples are well known for their holding power, but when you add the DX2 on top of that, I'm telling you what, these grapples and the DX2 do not let go. We never had a fish pull out from the DX2.
I mean, I see color.
Well, prior to Dennis and Tony showing up, I shot a 68 pounder, which was the BAA record. I knew with this crew, we stood a chance of beating it, and we did. Not once, but twice.
I believe he's more than 60 pounds.
1, 2, 3. Walk straight back.
I promise you he's bigger than the last world record.
Oh my God, dude, this fish is 80 pounds. New world record, boys. We got it on film.
First bullnose we put in a boat put up a hell of a fight. And we knew it was over 68 pounds, so we went into the shore to weigh it. On our way in, we ran into another bullnose.
Oh,
Good shot.
Right in the spine. Better not. Oh, shit. Hang on, boys.
Here you come, Corey. Get a shot at it.
I just stunned his.
You just killed him.
All right, let me get this other fish out the way.
Awesome, man, awesome.
We get in on the shore, we weigh it, boom, new world record. I wonder how long this is gonna last.
77.2. Somebody got a phone on him?
Not handy.
We no sooner get done weighing this fish, we turn around, we go right back out, and Tony shoots another giant.
No counting there, we just shoot.
No, we all went about the same time. Oh,
You're fine, Denny.
that's a pretty good fish.
We fight it and fight it and fight it. We bring it into the boat and notice it's a whopper.
Good shot, Corey. Oh, that son of a buck, he's heavy.
That's heavy, dude.
That got you beat, Corey.
He's heavy.
Well, we're gonna wait a while.
That got you beat, Corey.
Woo.
I got the last arrow in.
I got the first arrow in him. Hey, I broke off though. He wasn't mine. That's Dennis's. That's Redden's.
It ain't,
That ain't how it works.
don't matter to me. He's in the boat.
We drive into the shore and we weigh it. Sure enough, he beat me by less than a pound. Congratulations, Tony.
You're on a little, but not bad.
get me by a pound.
78.6.
After a long night of bow fishing, we headed back in the shore because I want to get out the outdoor edge knives and fillet these bullnose. They're extremely tasty, and you get quite a bit of meat off them, so I need a little bit of time to clean them. Incredible night. We targeted the bullnose, and the boys put the interlocks where they needed to be. We got 5 big ones, including the new world record. I was holding the world record, and then I beat the world record, and then Tony went and beat those 2 world records. So it was 78.4, I believe. Unbelievable ray. The power and the speed that these fish have is incredible. And the meat is very white. Got a couple small slabs here, and the meat is real white. I got my outdoor edge knife out, and I'm gonna clean these guys, and tomorrow I'll fillet it once we get woke up. It's real late, or real early, however you wanna look at it. It's starting to rain, and it's been a long night, but we had a great time. Tony and Danny right now are working on a boat, and I'm gonna get these fish cleaned up, and we'll get after it again tomorrow. What an awesome time here in Delaware, shooting bullnose rays here in, well, I can't tell you exactly where we're at. We're on the water.
Products seen on today's show can be purchased at mikesarchery.com. Innerlocks Out There is brought to you by Excalibur Crossbows, Wildlife, Influence Your Legacy. Honda Generators, The Blind Turtle. Innerloc Broadheads, Deadly by Design. Kentucky Speedway, and these proud sponsors. It's now time for Cammy's Corner, powered by Umarex Air.
Umarex has done it again by introducing the Ruger 1022 replica. The Ruger 1022 air rifle is a .177 caliber CO2 powered multi-shot air rifle. It can shoot up to 700 feet per second, and it has a 10-round magazine. The overall length is 37 inches, so it's so perfect for a young shooter as well as an adult. This Ruger 1022 replica is fun to shoot and looks cool. Now, if Dad would stop filming me, we can go shoot some big blast caps.
Tune in next week for another edition of Cammy's Corner, powered by Umarex Air USA.
Well, after passing several rays up, I finally looked over at the boys, and they were starting to get tired, and the next southern that came by got interlocked. It woke everybody back up, the morale was back up, and the hunt was on for the big butterfly.
As the night goes on, I don't know if Corey could tell, but I was getting worried because, you know, we was just on a 3-day trip down here, up here, and it was getting well into the night.
Corey, get you one of them big ones.
Well, that was gar holding.
We're trying.
Around 4:15 in the morning, I could tell that Dennis was getting nervous. We were on plan B. We were on our last 100-yard stretch. It's an area that I've shot butterfly rays in the past. I knew they were gonna be there. I was just hoping that they would be there before the sun came up. Well, as we're going down along the shoreline, I look over and I see a giant dust cloud, and I knew it was from a butterfly, and it seemed like everybody was sleeping. I look in front of the boat, and there it is, and nobody shoots. After a bunch of choice words and some cussing,
We saw the big dust cloud. I didn't see him. Dennis didn't see him, but Corey spotted him.
But Corey, he come through. He put us right in front of us. You know, it was a little frustrating for him. You know, we'd been up for 2 days and 2 nights, and the water was muddy. We didn't see the stingray to start with.
I regrouped, I made a maneuver, and I cut the ray off. When I came back the second time, I got Dennis right on it, and we made the shot.
No, in front of the boat, right there, Denny, right there. You got him.
Oh, I'm on the light.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Good job.
Thank you.
Glad you found it. Good job, man. Good job, man.
Hold my boat. I got it.
I got a half bottle left.
He got aggressive, made a move with the boat to get around this ray and cut him off, and Dennis got the arrow in him.
A little bigger than I thought.
Well, I can mark that off my bucket list, can't I?
Like, you understand.
And we got him into the boat about 10 minutes later, 180-pound butterfly ray. That's the perfect ending to this trip.
Okay, my main purpose down here was to enjoy the fellowship and everything, but I really, really wanted a big butterfly stingray.
My whole goal of coming up here with Dennis was to help get his first butterfly ray.
But you know, in the end, we got it done, and by the time we got him in the boat and was wrapping things up, the sun was coming up, and it was just a wonderful night for me. I checked that off my bucket list.
It's been an incredible couple of days of bow fishing. Targeted southerns, no problem. Targeted bullnose rays, no problem. And tonight, just like last night, we had a little problem finding them, but we made it happen.
It was a wonderful night overall. Corey worked his rear end off and got me what I needed, a shot at a fish of a lifetime. And I just can't say enough thanks to Corey for checking this off of my bucket list, because this is something I'd really, really wanted to do. Thanks, Corey. Bucket list checked off.
Innerloc's Out There is powered by Ag Pro.